So you all know.
And hit it on the
Yes.
screen. Thank you.
I don't see it there. I just see it there. Cool. Let me turn the volume up a little bit louder so they can hear you a little bit better. Check, check, check. I have a big mouth, my voice carries, so, but if I get too quiet or too loud, just let me know. Oh, join. Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. My phone's wanting to do some things. Okay, so I like technology. I don't always know all the things to do, but we're figuring it out. So I've been around KW for a little while. I worked at the Board of Realtors for a few years, and then I did marketing there, graphic design. I worked at North Point Church before that, and I continue to work there actually. And I own a business, small business called That One Chick Consultations. I do lots of different marketing things. Marketing is such a broad topic. So basically what I like to say, and I've kind of narrowed it down, is I like to create content and help people work through the things that they need to take their business to the next level. So that's anything from helping them with a simplistic website to working with their social media pages and things like that. Well, with social media and all of those different things, you always want to be able to reach people with video and things like that. So, hi, welcome. Today we're going to talk about your video vault, which is so exciting that KW provides that for you. You've got a couple different backgrounds, but one of them that's really cool is the green screen. So we'll kind of talk about a little bit of that, but then we're also just going to kind of talk about Canva. And then if you have an Apple product, we're going to talk about iMovie today. So a lot of them function very similarly depending on what brand you use. So as long as you understand kind of how a video editing thing functions in a simplistic way, you can at least get started and kind of teach yourself. But YouTube is your best friend. So we'll always be available to you if you have questions as you're trying to learn. So we're going to hop into, first of all, you have the video vault, so you guys can go in there at any time. I don't know if you have to make appointments or what all that looks like, but when you want to make a video, you can just take your cell phone. You don't have to have anything fancy. I mean, if you've got a flip phone that's not one of those with a touch screen, maybe that's a conversation that we need to have of how do we get you, just borrow a cell phone because it's easy to make a video. Welcome, hi. It's easy to make a video and you can make one. And honestly, I have found that the more raw you can be and the more real you can be on your social media platforms and making videos, a lot of people respond more to something that's just genuine and unfiltered. But if you want to go in and you want to be a little fancier, that's okay too. So you guys can take your cell phone and they've got like the circle lights, throw your cell phone up there, flip it around so you can see it and record yourself talking about whatever content or whatever piece of information you want to share with clients, families and friends, whatever that you are wanting to do. So let's start though. You can go in, you can record all these videos, you take them from your phone, put them on your computer. So let's start though with something called Canva. If you are unfamiliar, who's used Canva before? Pretty much, yeah, like everybody, because it is essentially the coolest thing to mankind now because it's graphic designing on the go, it's videos, it's all the things that you need as a business professional. You can create business cards, flyers, all the things. So, and video is actually one of them that you also can do. It is super limited with video, but it is growing. So it's really cool. And actually you can record yourself now through Canva. So if you have your phone with you and you open the Canva app, you're able to record yourself and create things within Canva and it will save it directly on there instead of you having to move it. I know that's a lot tangential to all of the things that we're going to talk about. Let's hop into Canva and the basics, and we'll just kind of walk through that. And yeah, then we'll talk about iMovie. And so I'm just going to I've got this screen here. I'm going to try to open it up. That's not the way you want to do that. You want to go that way. All right. So you can get yourself a free Canva account, or you can pay for one. I pay for one because I use it all the time, and it unlocks quite a few different things, including pictures, videos that you might not have access to if you weren't paying for the pro. Templates, things like that. So let's just kind of take an overview really quick for those who don't know what Canva is and have never used it before. Basically, you can find all of these clear, empty templates, or templates that have things in them that you can delete or remove or add your own and change them. So let's walk through what some of them are. You can work on a video. So let's just open this up and let's take a look right now. If I wanted to create a video, I could just click on that, or I search for it. We're just going back to the same screen. I can search for it in here. So if I had something specific I needed to search for, like video, I just search for it in that little search bar. So I've chosen video, and we're just gonna kind of look from left to right. So we've got elements over here, and this is gonna be even in your graphic design area. So if you wanted to make a flyer or anything like that, you're gonna have about the same menu across the board on Canva. So elements are things like shapes. They can be it looks like they've got photos and videos in here too, but they can be charts, tables, frames. So let's say I know I want to make a video for my clients. I want to let them know who I am and that I'm here to help them when they're ready to sell their house. So I'm going to add a frame here, because I want to make sure that they know who I am. And this is me just playing around here, okay? I have no background, but I'm going to take this, and basically what a frame is you're allowed to fit a picture inside of a shape. So you've got different grids you can see here, and you can search all the different ones. But for now, I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to put some text in here. So elements are all sorts of different shapes, different graphics and things like that you can search. Uploads are where you put all of your files, like your images and your videos and your audio files. Photos, obviously those you can search and get any type of photo that you're looking for. These are stock photos that you're legally allowed to use. That you're good to use in all of your stuff, as long as you give credit to the appropriate things. Most of the time, Canva doesn't require that you give credit specifically, but you will always want to read up and make sure that you're good. And you can just click the three little dots next to it and kind of see who the person is that created it, and like if you need to give it a credit. But again, it's always nice when you make a post, if you've used Canva or whatever, you can just say, hey, contents were created in Canva or whatever, if you feel super nervous. You just never know what's gonna hit you with copyright, but you're pretty good with royalty free, which is what a lot of the Canva stuff uses. So if I want to take this and say this is my headshot right here, I'm just going to click and drag it into that shape. Okay. And so I've put that in there, and I said, okay, now I want to add text. I want for them to see, and I can choose some of their already created ones. Let's just go super fancy here. And I'm going to write my name here, Rachel Shepard. And clearly that's way too big. So you can see these little balls on the corner of the text. You can move them, create different sizes. You can adjust it manually, or you can adjust it through the actual text size. It says the numbers, just like in Microsoft Word or whatever. That's all you. Whatever it is, however you like to edit, that's just fine. And then I'm going to stretch it out so that I'll make it smaller. But I'm gonna make this what I call a lower third, and by me, I mean the creative world calls it a lower third for videos. And I'm gonna make sure that the size I want, so if I double click on this, I can adjust my size, the size of my head, or the picture, or where it's positioned. So just double click on the shape. You can make it big or little and it fits inside. All right, so I've made this a lower third. And so that means that when I'm making this for a video that I want to make for my clients, and I want this to pop up on the bottom of the screen while I'm talking to my clients and saying, hi, my name's Rachel. If you have a house to sell, I'm here for you. You know, you can say whatever you want in your video, but this allows me to create what you call a lower third, and I will be able to drag it over the top of the video, as I will show you in just a little bit, but I have to create this file first. So here, if you think of videos and images as layers, this is a layer, this little guy right here, this is a layer, this is a layer, even the background is a layer. So if you think of things as if they're stacked on top of each other, so I'm gonna try to get rid of that. If you think of things as if they're stacked on top of each other, you should be able to click on any one of these, and there's this 3 little dot right here, and it's called, you say position. This is, looks like, it doesn't look like it's telling me where it is. Here we go, position. Looks like it's not allowing me to choose that. Just kidding. So maybe it's only on graphics. It's weird. Position. That's really weird. I've never had this do this on me. Anyway, well, we're in video, that's why. So if I wanted to create, I apologize. Let's start fresh. So this is a video, and I'm gonna put a video behind it. And I'm gonna say, we'll pretend that I already uploaded a video of myself talking, person. So I'm just gonna search for a video that I want. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe let's choose one where it's not doing something weird. He looks cool. Let's go with him. That's not Rachel Shepard. But let's pretend that this was me, okay? And I'm talking, so you can see that there's a layer. You can see that Rachel Shepard and this image of me is on top of the video. So you kind of think of things in layers, and they can sit on top of each other.
Does it matter what order we do that in? If I put the video on first, can I still put Rachel Shepard on it afterwards, or is the video going to be in front of Rachel Shepard?
You can if it's Canva. So you can with that. And when you create images, which that's, I apologize. I thought it allowed you to change the position. So when you're in images, and if you wanted to create the image and then drag it into there, into your video, then you would be able to choose whether it's on top of it or behind it if there were multiple layers.
Okay.
So let's say I had 2 videos in one. So I'm adding this other video. Let's say I wanted this to play for whatever reason simultaneously. I'm gonna shift him over so I can still see his face. And this is up in my top because I want this to be a running tour of a new house that I'm talking about in the video. So let's say, here, let's see if I can find one, house tour. This doesn't appear to be house tours anywhere, but you would probably have one of those. We'll just go ahead and say that. Let's say he's talking about whatever the city is. So this can play simultaneously while you're talking. So it's different layers. This layer is on top of your back layer of videos. Make sense?
Because of the order you put the videos in that.
Not even necessarily. If I wanted to add images in here, I should be able to choose where they are. Doesn't matter what order. That position thing would allow me to choose whether it was in front of it, behind it. So that should allow me to change the position. Now, that being said, I don't know why it's not letting me do it right now, but I know you can do it in images. So if you make an image and you need it to be transparent, I would download your image as a transparent image. So let's walk into that. Let's go into exploring how to create a graphic. So I'm going to go back to my main Canva page and I'm going to say, let's just see here. I can really choose anything or make my own size, but for fun, let's go banner. And I can choose a template here, or again, I can make my own. So right now for this, for all intents and purposes, we're just gonna remake that banner I just made. So if I go into elements, I actually just used a couple of them. So they're hanging out here in the top. I can just throw them in really quick and drag her in there. And we're gonna change the size, make it smaller, add it here. And then I'm gonna add my name. Rachel Shepard. And then I stretch it out. And again, you've got all of your normal editing things up here at the top. So you should be able to shift things around. And this is what I mean. So if I add a photo here, let's just add a random photo. And let's say it's not my background. So if it is a background, the background will hang on to the back of the particular outline you have. So if I took this and I said, if I drug it over the top of it and it clung to the background, that means that's going to be the back layer no matter what I do. Okay, so I won't do that. I'm just going to select the picture and it's just going to lay on top of my white background. That means I can click this and I can go position forward. I can let that sit and you can see I lose my name because it's sitting on top of it. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to move it backward. And this is not over the top of it too, my picture, so I'm going to move this to the front as well. So position, and of course, position. I don't know why it's doing, I wonder if it's just shapes that it does that with. I'm going to let it be my background. All right, so this is on top. So what I want to do is I actually want to take this and I want to have just my name and just that little picture over the top of a video sometime. So I want to put it into iMovie or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click download and make sure the back has nothing on it. And I'm going to choose PNG up here because you can choose the different types. It's a high quality image and allows me to have transparent backgrounds. So I'm going to choose this box here that says transparent background. Again, you have to have the paid version of this to do a transparent background. So there are limitations within Canva. So whether you have paid or free, it'll be based on those things. So if I click transparent background and I do PNG, I can click download. And I'm going to download this right now and click save. So then I can go back to my thing that was a video. And instead of actually having that there where it's sitting on top, I can actually bring in my PNG. If I made it in another thing, or if I'm editing in a video thing in iMovie or another program that I use, I can take this, as you can see. Can you see this right here? I'm kind of circling it. The background is completely gray. There's no background. The only things you see are just my picture and my text. That's because we made it a transparent background so it can sit on top of another graphic. It can sit on top of the video, whatever. So that's why we would create one. And then I can just drag it and put it here. And there it is. Now, if I wanted to edit it, obviously, this would be if I was going to move it over to iMovie and something like that. So, because you can edit it in Canva just the way it is. But again, that's how you make a transparent background, or transparent graphics so that you can move it and put it over the top of other videos. That makes sense? If I'm too confusing, stop me, raise your hand. That's all good. All these things are good. Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
I'm confused. Okay, so
That's
I know
okay.
how to make the graphic.
Yes.
I don't understand how you made it into a transparent background.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
If you would just kind of run through that.
You bet. So basically what you see here is you see that I have taken this graphic and I can make it as big as I want on this graphic, however I want it to show up. So I'm just gonna make it nice and big. And
You're
I'll
just
just,
putting it on a clear.
I'm just putting it on a completely empty background. And what Canva allows me to do, so I don't have to go in and use fancy equipment like Photoshop, that's not a common thing, but now it is. Canva's made it incredibly easy for us to make graphics and make sure that it's not on, because so if I turn this purple, or if I put this on here, then no matter what I set it on as a JPEG or a PNG, that the hands and the water in the background, that would show up whether I wanted it to or not.
Right.
So this allows us to say, okay, it has no background and I can set this on top of anything and it's not just gonna have a white square. Does that make sense? So how you do that, you just click up at the top here, this download button. And you see, you can choose JPEG, PDF, print, SVG, all of these things. PNG is where you're gonna wanna do that. SVG is like, if you need to take and make this graphic editable in a fancy program that we're not going to talk about today, that's way more complicated than any of us need to worry about today. But yeah, PNG is where we'll want to choose, what we'll want to choose, because it's high quality and it allows me to take and make this a transparent background. So I just choose this box and it basically tells Canva, I don't want anything behind it. I want it completely clear so that if I set it on top of something, I don't have a white square. Because if I just downloaded it like this, so you saw me drag it over, I'm gonna do it not transparent as just a regular PNG. And I'll show you the difference between what you're gonna see.
And the text and the photo are still two separate images, but you're now able to combine them into one by doing it this way.
Exactly, so they will stay two separate images in the Canva file, but they will be one image when you download them.
Okay.
Yep, and when you move them around. So now that I've downloaded that, let's go into our video like we had before. And you see we've got our clear transparent background here. I'm gonna drag and drop the new file that I had that I didn't say transparent. And you can see that I've got a white square. That is a super annoying thing when you're like, man, I just wanna be able to put it on the top of something. And you use it more than you think you would. But yeah, that way you don't have to like crop it down and be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to live with this white square. You know, that way you can put it over the top of things. And that can go for any sort of moving graphic. And even if you, so videos and stuff like that, like if I wanted to download a picture within a picture, again, that just gives you so much free range to be able to add it to videos and even graphics, so. All right, makes sense? Moving on, let's do it. Okay, so we talked about how to do that. If you wanted to, let's say you wanted to, iMovie makes it to where you don't have to use the green screen for the transparent thing. You can literally set it on top of the image and you'll just see them play together. But let's walk through how to edit videos on Canva here. All right, so like I said, you are totally fine. So like I said, you can add videos on top of videos. You can add your PNG here. And if you're a Canva user only, that is your green screen. So the green screen, the whole point of it is to be able to add a layer to your video. So if I did a video of me in front of a green screen, it's because I want to change what's behind me. I want to make sure that whatever's behind me is either a video or a solid graphic that makes it look like I'm in Paris. That's what the green screen does. Well, Canva has eliminated the green screen need other than that. So as long as you're functioning within that, you don't really need the green screen thing unless you want your background to be different. So all that to be said, it doesn't allow you to remove your background in Canva. You would just be content with whatever your background is and put layers in front of your video. In iMovie, I'm allowed to record myself in front of a green screen, and have something behind me as well as in front of me. Again, we're thinking in layers. So Canva allows me to only put things in front of my video. iMovie allows me to put things behind my video and in front of my video. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of weird thinking, but you have to think dimensionally when it comes to video editing and even graphic editing.
So even if you've recorded in front of a green screen, if you do it just in Canva, you can't change the background.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate part. So that's why we're going to cover iMovie today. We can make a whole bunch of stuff to go in front of our video, but unfortunately, the green screen editing capability right now, I have a feeling it's coming because Canva is making so many strides every day. So it is possible that within the next 6 months, we've got green screen capability. And if you wanted to create a video on here with graphics and stuff, so let's say I wanted to put, let's say I wanted to have this, which I could, again, it would just be complicating. But if I wanted to put something behind my name in here and have a video playing, I can just do that in Canva. But if for some weird reason, I wanted to make a green screen video that went into iMovie because I had some other editing things I wanted to do, I could just choose a green background, a green screen background for any graphic that I wanted. And that automatically becomes a green screen background. Not that you ever need to do that because, again, Canva allows you to put a video behind it. So I don't know why you would need to transfer it over, but that is, if for some reason you have like a fancy thing you really need to do and it needs to be in iMovie or it needs to be in whatever, some of the expensive ones, great. That's how you can make a green screen video turn into, or graphic go onto iMovie or somewhere else, export it as a green screen. Okay, let's go back to videos in Canva and let's just talk about, so we have basically how Canva functions with videos is similar to like a presentation. So it's got this square down here and I can add more squares as if they are slides, okay? So I can do my transitions here. So let's say I have this guy and I want to transfer him into the full, bigger video, excuse me, that was up in the corner because I want them to see this house and see it well, even though it's not a house. But let's pretend he's talking about wherever this is. And so I'm just gonna hit play. Nope, just kidding. I'm gonna choose this slide and start from here. But as you can see, so down here, if I hover over the top of each video, I can see this little line and like light gray box. And if I click and hold it, I can shorten this video, this clip. So let's say I just like totally messed up the first part of my video and I just like, whew, all right, well, let's fix that. I can shorten the first part to where I know I got it right. And so I'll just shorten the length of this video and that's where it's gonna start now instead of where, you know, I'm stumbled through. So instead of having to edit the video before I put it in there, I can just edit it in there. All right, so let's say opposite thing is true of the end of my video. Oh, I messed up at the end. All right, that's okay. I'm just gonna cut off the part that I missed. No big deal. All right, now it's ready to go. I know that I got it in the right places. We're gonna take a look at this one over here and we're gonna do add a transition. And so what that means is, what's the thing that you see that moves you from one part of the video into another so it feels like one fluid video? And I'm gonna add an animation. So if I don't know if you saw this, the little plus sign in between, I'm gonna click that and it says add transition or add page. So I can add a whole other video. Let's say I accidentally put the wrong video in first. Oh, I need to add another one. I can add a page there, which means another video or another graphic that I want to add. Or I can add a transition. And what this says is my video is perfect here, and I have a second video that I want to move in smoothly instead of it just going from me talking into boom, into another video. It feels jarring, but it will feel much better if you add a transition. And so let's take a look at what it looks like without a transition, okay? We have this whole thing is 41 seconds. So I'm gonna shorten her up a little bit so you don't have to watch 11 seconds of this guy making weird faces at us. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna choose the beginning, and I hit this little play sign up here. It says my whole video right now is 11 seconds or 11.2 seconds. So if that's too long, too short, whatever, at least you know where you're at. I'll hit play. There's no audio. We haven't added any of that stuff in, but he's talking about it. And do you see how hard it shifted from him into this video? All right, so that is without a transition. We're gonna add a transition right now. Hit plus, and then we're gonna do the bottom one and hit transition. And then it gives us the option of no transition, dissolve, slide. And so it kind of shows you if you hover what it's gonna look like. Dissolve. It's gonna move and dissolve him into that video. Slide it over, a circle wipe or a line wipe. So that's pretty common. There's some other ones you can use in iMovie. Again, we'll go over that when we get in there. All right, here we go. So we're gonna choose, let's choose dissolve. That's one of my favorites. I don't know why, I just like it. All right, here we go. Let's give it a whirl and see what it looks like now. There he is wincing at us. Oh, I made it. Why did it do that twice? That was weird. Did I accidentally make it repeat? All right, let's try that again. I think it just glitched. Oh, and we can choose the dissolve duration. So if I wanted to take less time, because you'll see as you edit, you're like, ooh, that was a really slow transition, and it actually cut off the end of what I was trying to say, or it added to the beginning of what I was trying to say. Oops. So I need that transition to go much quicker or much longer. So it just really depends. So I like to keep it at 0.5, but it looks like they gave you a less. So let's make that transition about 0.5. That's a sweet spot for me. Come on in. And I'm gonna hit the play sign, and let's see what that transition does for us. And there we saw him move into that fairly smoothly. Does that make sense? Can you tell the difference, or am I crazy? Yeah, it felt a little less jarring. Okay. So there's that, and you can add as many videos as you want. So let's say you've messed up. You can add the same video 6 times. Say it's one long video, and you're like, okay, I had 6 takes, but in the first take, I did really well on the first part of what I was trying to say. And then when I kept going in the same video, I said something really good in this take. So I wanna mash those 2 things together. So I can say, ooh, I wanna have the same video. So I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna go into my videos. Scoot over here, maybe. There he is. I'm gonna add him again. And I can just click and hold and move him around to adjust where he is. But I like, from 3.8 seconds, I like 3.8 seconds of this video. And then I need it to shift into this part of the same video. So I can put the same video in there 3 or 4 times and cut it off in the places where it's messed up and transition smoothly from one part of the video to the other, even if it's the same video. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes I never know whether I'm explaining it well or not. So again, raise your hand, interrupt me, tell me, wait, hang on, I don't know what you mean. All right, so then it allows me to go in and make the video exactly how I want to. Let's say I want to add some music to this. Is she here?
Now, if your video originally had sound, will it still have sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All of these videos that I'm putting in here don't actually have sound. And also, I'm going to show you some free resources. So I can also put that, on the Facebook page or whatever you guys want me to. In fact, I could probably add this here. There, I'm gonna give you some free resources here. I'm gonna just add them to the chat right now. Hi, Daniel Gross.
How do I get my video from wherever it is into Canva? Are we not there? Are we not
Good
there yet?
question. We will, I will show you that. Let me throw these links out to you right now. There is free images if you're not using Canva or if you need a deeper catalog. Sometimes it's hard to find free images exactly the way you want. So here's a couple extra places you can go to search for free graphics and or videos. So one is called Pixabay. So Pixabay.com. That has pictures and it has videos. These are stock. So if you're looking for your best friend, you're probably not going to find them. All right. So the next one is Pexels. Pexels.com. Pexels.com. And then this one is for audio. You can't see it. Is this it? No, that's the wrong one.
No, love
Okay.
What was Pexels for again?
Pexels is graphics and movies or videos. Yep, more of the same. Because sometimes it's really hard. You're like searching on one. Pixabay has a lot more like cartoony art as well. So they've got multiple illustrations and things like that, but they also have stock images or videos. Pexels is much more focused on actual images instead of illustrations, if that makes sense. Pixabay has all of them. This one is a free audio archive, and I really like it. There's two of these. This one's called Free Music Archive, and this, you can look on here, find the kind of music that you want as your background. So just say, you know, you've got, I like this particular gentleman, his name is Scott Holmes, and he has a ton of different songs. So I'm gonna search for him. And so you can hear here, I'm gonna try to hit play. See, I don't know if you guys can hear. I mean, it's great, right? Okay. Try to turn that back down. All right. So when you're trying to find something fun to spice up your video, because it's always nice. Our emotions, like humans, we want to hear music. We just do. And we empathize, we have feelings, things are connected to music. So when you create a video, it's always nice to have something playing lightly underneath you. Don't let it be a distraction to what you're trying to say. Or if you just want a video with lots of graphics flying at you and you want intense hip hop music and you want them to feel energized when they watch the video. Your music is going to help you a ton with that. And this is a great resource. It's called freemusicarchive.org. And this is basically a lot of music that has either been created to give away to people because they appreciate the arts, and there are a lot of great people out there who want to share, or it's been taken out of copyright because someone's passed on, and so it's an older song or whatever, and nobody's ever fought for the rights, blah, 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 blah. So you're allowed to use it. But what I would encourage you is always, always, always read. When you click on the audio, read what it is they want you to do for copyright. If it says, hey, it's free, you're good. Use it where you want. You don't have to give us any type of thumbs up or anything. Great. I'm gonna take you to another one where they want you to attach bin sound to it. So I'm putting Free Music Archive in here. This is one, and it is a deeper catalog. Free Music Archive is. Bin sound is much more, it has a lot less. However, I feel like a lot of them are really great. And you'll find some of the bin sound ones.
B-E-N?
B-E-N-S-O-U-N-D. I'm putting all of these into the chat. S-O-U-N-D. All right, so we're gonna go to bin sound here. And it gives you like these little, close out of that. Okay, it gives you like, okay, so this says cute. Cats are cute, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna click this. She did that for me. And my audio doesn't like it, but you get the gist. So like there's an image that goes with it to say, hey, this is kind of what the feel is for this song. So you can search this. And there are free downloads. So if it has a black download button, you can download it for free and it's royalty free, except for they want you to give them credit. So if you post it on anything public, like social media, just say, you know, take it a few things down, you know, below what you're gonna, your fancy words, the caption that you're gonna have above your social media post. Take it down a few, enter down a few spaces and just put audio provided by Bensound. Done. That's what they want. So some of these other places might want more, but those two are a lot more safe than pretty much some of the other things. If you have other places, feel free to share it in the comments, but I always like to share these free resources because, hey, you're paying enough money for all these other things too. Why not get some free stuff out of it if you can? All right, just make sure you follow the rules. I am always gonna tell you, that always comes with an asterisk. Make sure you're following the rules. So, yeah.
Rachel,
Yeah,
is there an extension on Bensounds, like .org?
it's .com, sorry. Yep, bensound.com, BENSOUND.com. Good, all right. Now that we found some free resources, you guys know you can use that. You're able to download some sound. So let's take and let's add some audio to our sound. I'm gonna go ahead and download this Going Higher because I know what it sounds like. It's a little irritating and it doesn't match what we're doing, but I don't care. We're gonna do it anyway. All right, so we made this video over here that I need to go back to. Back. All right, so we're back in our video. Again, and Canva is live, so it's always saving and updating. So if you get closed out of it, I'm sure most of you know that have worked with it. If you close out of it, it should be there when you go back. You just got to click into it. So, all right, so I'm going to add this sound that I downloaded, which is MP3, MP4, I believe it accepts. There might be some other audio files that it does not accept. If it does not accept yours, but it's a regular audio file, what you can do on an Apple product is you can just change what's past the dot. What I mean by that is, do you see this file type? I'm going to show it in Finder. I have seen this work every time. I've never had it not work. However, I will say it might not work for one of you. And if it doesn't, sorry. There are free converters out there that you can download it, but the quality of the sound is probably not going to be great. So you might have to just find a different file tape. But I've never ran into this. So if you see here, it's called bensound-goinghigher.mp3. So let's say I wanted it to be an MP4A. We're an M4A. Boom, boom, boom. M4A, boom. Do I want to keep it as an MP3? Nah, I want to use M4A. Boom. Done. That is not a possibility on a PC that I'm aware of. I think it's an Apple thing, but I don't know. Again, I've never been successful on a PC doing that, but I haven't used one in a long time. So Apple, you can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back into an MP3 because that's what I want to upload it as. Enter, use MP3. And that can go for PDF, Google or Doc, whatever. You can change whatever the dot is, as long as it's something that makes sense to convert it to. So if you're trying to turn a PDF into an audio file, just punch yourself in the face. You shouldn't be on a computer. Sorry, too mean? No, just don't turn a document file into an audio file. They won't work. So it has to be something that would make sense to convert it to. So, all right, let's hop back in here and we're gonna drag and drop, and it's gonna go into my audio files. Because this is new in Canva. Canva did not allow you to upload audio before, but now we can. So it just keeps removing those constraints. So it's a really good thing to have. You guys, let me know if I'm running short on time. 1:44. Okay. Yes. So I just did the audio, and I'm going to add this audio in here. I always forget because it's so new. Okay, cool. So what you see has happened. It is attached it below. And the way that this functions is going to be how iMovie kind of functions as well. Very simple. In fact, we need to hop over to iMovie before I get done because this is so hard. But you can drag and drop it and you can see that your audio is covering underneath every single one. So let's pretend I didn't want my audio to go all the way to the end of the videos. I wanted it to stop when I was done talking. And then because there's audio potentially maybe in this video at the end. So I didn't want that audio to continue the music. So I can click that and I'm gonna hit these three dots and I'm gonna click adjust and I can shift and move. So let's say somewhere in the song, I'd rather it start on the second verse than the first verse. That's where I want it to start. So I can click adjust and I can move this audio to where I want it. I'm fine with it starting at the beginning. So I'm gonna hit enter. And then I'm gonna hit the three dots again. If I needed to adjust the volume on it, I can. And I think it's supposed to auto, let's see how it does. So if I wanna change the volume on this to be much less, I can. I can turn it way down so that I can hear myself speaking over the music. So I'm gonna hit play here. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Here we go. It doesn't like that. And then it stopped. So you can hear that it stopped, but it kind of fades out. So it will auto do that because it's not incredibly intuitive just yet. So Canva is very limited on what you can do, yet it is very simplistic and it's fairly easy to navigate, okay? That's all we're gonna cover for Canva for that. We're gonna hop into iMovie really quick. It functions very similarly. You want to move from my phone to my computer, correct? Right? Your actual file. So you can do a couple different things. I will give you another resource called Wetransfer.com.
Sorry, no, I want to know if I've got a video on my computer, how I get it into Canva.
Drag and drop.
Just drag and drop it, okay.
Drag and drop or upload it. So you'll click the upload button here. We'll go there right now. So if
That's just what I couldn't see it, so.
yeah, you're good. So there, if I go to uploads, there's a tab over here on the left and I click uploads, I can click upload media and I can choose it from my desktop or I can drag and drop.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah.
In your videos, obviously I saw the music, how you showed how you could shift it all back and forth. So it stayed intact. If you shorten your video, does it stay intact if you decide, no, I actually do want to have all of that? It doesn't go away forever if you cut it. No, it is hanging out there hidden somewhere, but it knows, hey, she wants me to start and she wants me to stop here. Okay.
So if you want to extend that back out, it doesn't go anywhere, you don't lose it.
Okay.
Good question.
But in the downloaded file, it just has the.
It just has the full
clip
file.
Of what you have.
Oh, when you download it, yes, it will have whatever you edit it as.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and when you want to download this file, let's go ahead and go into that really, really quick. You can turn it into an MP4, which is a video file. Looks like that's the only thing that they suggest. There is a GIF on here now. We can turn it into GIFs. All right. I'm telling you, they add so much stuff all the time. So then you just click download and it's a file. So here, I'll download it right now.
What does it mean on there that you were down? It said all 3 pages.
Because these are considered pages. So each one of these little video sections, those are considered pages in Canva terms. In like iMovie, they're considered clips. So it's just all about their lingo. So good question. Yes, but it's basically saying, when I'm downloading this, I'm downloading all of them. And I think, let's see here, you can choose. So let's say I just wanted the first part of mine. If I click the download button, I have it on MP4. If I don't want the last part of that, I can just download the first 2 pages or videos with the music underneath it. Yep. Save that. All right, now that was the whole thing downloaded. Then I can just open it up and bam, there she is. The audio is underneath it, but I don't want to hurt your ears, so we're just gonna leave it there. And that's what we did. Apparently we put him in no man's land also. Right, so it's not well done. All right, so let's hop into green screen. You guys will do a much better job. And again, I'm just gonna, my information's in the chat, and I can also attach it to Keller Williams. You guys can call me or text me or throw me an email anytime you have questions. If you're working on your video, just let me know. I'm happy to help.
What does Wetransfer do again?
Wetransfer. So if you're trying to move your file from your phone to your computer, you can do a couple things. You can do one, which is obviously Airdrop. If you're an Apple user, if you've got an Apple phone and an Apple computer, you can Airdrop it. If you don't know how to do that and you want to know, raise your hand. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Cool. If you need to send yourself a file from your phone or even from another computer, Wetransfer is an app on your phone, or it's a website. And basically it is a transferable cloud for a short period of time. So I can say, I can take a short video clip. Now it does have a limit for free. But it says, instead of using Google where you have to upload it, it takes hours for a video to transfer. If you need to do it quickly and it's a short enough video, you can go to wetransfer.com, upload your video, and it'll email a link to yourself, and you can open it up on your computer and automatically download it. That's for any files, video, audio, PDFs, whatever. Okay.
And then if you are using it too much, they'll ask you to pay for it, and
Not even if you use it too much. I mean, unless they change their policy over time.
When you said limit, did that mean size?
Size of the
Oh,
file,
okay.
my bad. Yep, size of your file. So if your file's too big, you're only gonna hit that if you've got like a huge long video. So what I would encourage you is when you're making your videos, make them into short ones, save yourself some hassle and just upload them, a little bit at a time. I would try to keep them at 2 to 3 minutes for yourself when you're recording them, if you can. If it needs to be a 10-minute video, I would encourage you maybe record it on your computer or maybe use, unfortunately, like Google Drive or something, or your Google Photos or whatever, and you can transfer it that way. Wetransfer is just a free, quick, fast, and easy way to transport it from one place to another. Make sense? All right, I'm gonna pull up this. I forgot to put that in the chat here real quick. Wetransfer for you guys. Also, if you guys have any questions on the chat, don't hesitate to ask. I don't know who's still with us. Wetransfer.com. Cool. All right, here we go. Imovie, we're gonna hop right into it. Ooh. Escape. Why aren't you moving? Oh, we're teaching
Mail's expensive, I know, I was like,
There we go. All right, here's iMovie. Okay, so I took and made this little video that I attached to our, I don't know if you saw it, the event page. This I took and I made a lot of different things, but we took short videos with the green screen vault, and I moved the green screen, if you can see right here, I moved the green screen to be where I needed it to be. Does that make sense? So when he opened that, it wasn't deep into the vault. I moved it right up there so that whatever video I wanted to put on top of that green screen, it was exactly where I needed it to be. That was a more complicated possible green screen use for you guys. If you just want to change your background, you can easily do that just by standing in front of it, and it's going to be able to change that for you. So similar to Canva, you can drag and drop your files right into iMovie, okay? And iMovie has a few features. Let's just walk through those right now. My Media, this is where you can import any videos and things like that. Audio. Hey, thanks so much for coming. I'm gonna try to wrap this up, I swear, in like 10, 15 minutes. All right, here we go. Hang with me. So
Sign-in sheet right in front of Ed there if you would, so we don't get in trouble with Ashley.
So we've got audio files we can hop in here, just like what we were talking about, or you can drag and drop them. I prefer to drag and drop because it's just easier, because I'm moving things all the time and I use tons of things. Titles, which is basically moving text. This is moving text right here. Do you see this right here? It is one of iMovie's moving text choices. So I just made it say what I needed it to. The sparkles came with it. There are a whole bunch. If you hover over them, you can see what they do, how they show up. So that filters out and like falls off. This one is a lower third and it falls. This one is a disappearing and reappearing text, but through a splice. Okay, so there's all sorts of choices there, and then you can put those in. But again, if we wanted to, we could make a transparent PNG or just drag it over the top of our video. Whatever you prefer is all good. Backgrounds. This is fairly obvious. These are all things that are just plain backgrounds that you can throw some text over the top. So what I did is I just chose a curtain for this and I made it a black and white feature, which I will show you how to make it look black and white or to change its filter if you use your camera phone very often. We all know what a filter is. All right, so backgrounds, those are found here. Transitions, that's like what we talked about earlier, moving from one slide to another, one video to another, whatever, it makes the transition smooth. This just has a lot more options. So you can see if you hover over the top of it and move across, you can see what kind of a transition it is. That one blurs into it. That one goes to black and then comes back. This circle opens, this circle closes. This does like a squares, if it's gonna do it. Come on, buddy. There we go. Anyway, there's tons there. All right, now we're gonna look over the top here. T is for text. So I happen to be on whatever selected is what you're editing. Okay, so if you'll see the white square around it. So if I click on it, or yellow square, if I click on it, I'm editing it. So make sure you're clicking on whatever it is that you want to edit. Click on it, and then you'll be able to do these things. So I'm clicking on this one. I can choose this color matching. It's a complicated road, but if you needed to match, let's say that you recorded in front of a green screen somewhere and then a green screen somewhere else and the lighting was different. If you needed to match the lighting, you could do that here. I'm not going to go into all of the details of that. You can play around and figure that out. If you have questions, talk to me. This is lighting. So if this was actually, if I removed the filter, you could see color and we could change the light and darkness of all of this. Click reset here. This is cropping. So I can crop this whole image here. So you can see this curtain. I can crop the size of that. Or I can crop to fill. So I can fit the whole screen. Crop to fill means I can make a smaller section of the video show up. So let's say you've got a weird background and there's a porta potty right behind you that you didn't notice while you were recording. Well, that's okay. No big deal. Let's crop to fill. I'm going to crop that down. I'm going to get rid of that porta potty and now it's just me in front of a tree. That feels much better. Okay. So that's what crop to fill means. And then Ken Burns, I don't know if that's who invented this. Ken Burns means you're going to zoom into something as you're going or zoom out. So you can see two boxes here. It says that during the first part of this video, I want the screen to be focused here. But as the video continues, I want the zoom to come out to see more of the porta potty that I wanted to hide. Got it? All right, so that's what Ken Burns is. Moving on. If you have a shaky camera, which this already knows that it's a background, if this were a video, I could click this and it would help me if I was a little shaky while I was recording my video. Okay, so this could stabilize that shake in there. It is not amazing, but it's okay. It gets the job done. You know, just depends on how shaky you are. And then there's a volume here. You can change the volume of the actual video with this. And then there's different types. It goes deeper into the volume part. This is a speed. I'm actually going to go here because you can't see these until I do that. Okay, so this one with the different levels. Let's say that he's recording in here and they're flushing the toilet next to his thing, but it's super light and I just need to get rid of that one flush. I can click reduce background noise, and then this allows me to choose how much background noise to remove or how little. etc. I will tell you, when you do that, it will kind of sound like you're in a tin. So use that at your discretion because it's very, and you can choose whether the voice enhanced, you can make him louder, music enhanced if there's music in the background, loudness, hum, reduction, exactly. So just play around with that stuff. This is speed. So I sped this up. This was an actual, you can see this bunny rabbit here. This clip was super, normal. He was like slowly opening it and I wanted it to speed up. So I'm gonna do that. So I sped it up. You can see he's moving a little faster, a little more robotic, okay? Green screen. So here's the green screen part. We're gonna hop into this. I click on this and what do I want to go into the green screen? Whatever I want, whether it's an image or a video, I'm literally just going to put it on top. So if I drag and drop this in here, which this is just a file that I dragged and drop, a video file. This video is one that I found in a stock on Pexels. I found it as a green screen dinosaur, and then I actually made a separate video and put trees behind him. So it was a green screen dinosaur. I made that video where he was actually inside the forest. And then I took that video, downloaded it, and put it into this one. So you can do multiple green screen things to achieve the thing you want. So I just drag this, if you can see, this is just sitting on top of it. And it means that it's gonna show up in your screen, even if it's in the wrong place. So just choose where you want it to go, when you want it to show up. Okay, so this was one long video of him walking up to the vault, slowly opening the door, me zooming out, and then making that show up. My transition here allowed me to go from him being not able to see what the green screen was going to do so that when the green screen showed up, it wouldn't be weird. So I made, if you notice, you can see him and you can see inside the vault, but now you can't, now you can. That's inside the vault, and now you can't. So you just have to be creative with where your cropping is. So if you just want, so like he opens up the screen and he sees that, you can put whatever you want. Or you can put, so if it's a green screen, which this is what this is, just to put your green screen thing, even if I were to put something over the top of it, I have to tell this it's a green screen. So I click on the video file and I go up here where this half circle is. Nope, I lied. It's this one. I don't click on it. I set it over the top of the green screen one and I click on the one that I want to be in the green. Does that make sense? So I click on the video.
Automatically know when it sees green that is a green screen. It just filters it into that.
It will if it's the right green, correct. So that's why you choose that like lime green. Now there is a specific color code for green screen, but it will automatically find that. So again, I've taken this video file and I've thrown it in there and I threw it over the top of where I wanted it to be. I click on the video that I want to be inside the green screen because otherwise this would take up the whole screen. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to tell it, these two boxes magically show up when I set a picture or I set a video over the top of another one. They magically show up. I click on the one that I want to go inside the green and I choose these boxes. This box lets me choose a couple different things. I can do a cutaway, which means it completely covers the whole screen. I can choose green blue screen, which means that it goes over anything in there that is a green screen, yet it will not go away if it's not appropriately done. So basically you can see this is black and white, which means it's hanging on to the back parts of the video and it's choosing the color that's appropriate for that video in the green screen area because I only have the green screen in that one little side. Makes sense? So like it's trying to find it, but so it looks warped and weird. So now what I chose for this one, You can do split screen where it's half and half. So if I wanted to do just half of this screen to go here and then me be on the other. So if I wanted to like show like a PDF that I'm working through and I want to talk about this document. So like, hey, sign here for your disclosures and whatever. If I want to talk, so I can split the screen in half. And then the final one is picture in picture, which is I can take this little thing and put it wherever I want. Now it stays a box whether I want it to or not. So I can't change the shape of this. Now the one I chose was green blue screen. And look right now, it's showing up the whole screen. So I have to warp this to fit inside the green portion of that. To fit inside the green. Now, that is this one because the whole screen isn't covered with green and it's not obvious. A lot of times when it's just your face and the green screen behind you, it just automatically knows where to put it. So I will say, it's pretty intuitive when it comes to knowing exactly where the green screen is, but if not, you do have this option to shift and mangle where you want to see that green screen video to go, which I just put it inside the vault. Does that make sense? I know it's a longer to a simple idea. You're just gonna have to kind of play around with it. And it looks like, so that's where our final product is because I put it inside that video. Makes sense? So, gosh, that is a super fast run through, and this is how you would download it. You're gonna go to, I think it's, oh, so the way you edit videos in here too, you just hover, you see those arrows? I can extend the length or shorten it. It functions very similarly to Canva. Guys, if you have more questions, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know we have a limited time, but if you have more questions, I am happy to answer them, okay?
Thanks, Rachel.
Of course. Thank you. That was a lot of information. Any questions before we go?
Is iMovie free?
iMovie is free for Apples, yeah.
You have to have an app, that's what I thought.
You do. Now, there is
It had
another
the
one.
I in front of it.
There is one that's not an Apple. I looked up some other options for you.
Who uses that?
Wetransfer.com.
No, it's just like iMovie, but it's called We something.
Oh,
Anybody know what I'm talking about?
They all start typing in we and it'll come up.
I don't know.
They had their app at one.
So there is a video editing one that is online, I think that's free. Thank you. It is called Open Shot.
Oh, We Video. That's what,
We video?
yeah,
Okay,
that's what my daughter uses.
great.
It has a free. but
There's
it also
lots of
has-
different ones that are
it's
free
unpaid
for
too.
PCs, yeah. And they all function very similarly. So I'm sure that will be just as good. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Have a good one.
I feel like it is just
Just
as easy on any type of computer or device to do this. I mean, my computer is on my Chromebook is almost dead. I'm thinking about going back to
One floor up, one
PC.
floor up.
Might do
It's in that, it's in that spot.
I don't know,
one floor
what would be like the best one for doing this sort of stuff?
I will tell you, I could sell Apple computers, so I don't want to sway your opinion if that's what you're used to, because it thinks very differently from a PC.
Right.
So, but I feel like,
That's why I'm afraid if I switch to Apple, I would.
So you can actually roll them up.
which listen, I can even come and
Yeah,
just
so
kind
we got-
of
there's a green one there right now.
using an
It's
Apple if you ever need that.
down and-
But what I would say is there are
No, you're
PCs
fine.
that are creative, helpful.
All right, just keep it close.
I feel like for a real estate agent, it doesn't matter.
That stage.
So whichever one you feel confident with, especially with Canva being available online and as an app, you can edit videos, you can edit things on your phone. So you can edit graphics, you can do all these things. If you've never used the Canva app, I would encourage you to play around. You can just do that on the go on your phone. It's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop our video. It was so nice to meet you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, ask me any questions, throw me a text.
Okay.
Guys, nice to meet you all. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here, maybe.
Thanks, Rach.
Bye, thank
Rachel.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
It's very weird.
So Rachel, can you use iMovie on an iPad? Or do you have to have a Mac?